Welcome to this week's episode of the Pull List Examiner. This is my weekly video where I take a look at the top 3 comics that I'm planning on buying when it comes to New Comic Book Day. And New Comic Book Day this week is July 12th, 2023. I have not bought any of the Night Terrors series from DC. That seems to be the bulk of what they're putting out, and there's a lot of those coming out this week. There was a lot last week. I am not getting that, so we'll see what I got on my top 3, but the list only has about 4 or 5 books this week, kind of like last week. So let's take a look. Starting off the list this week at number 3, we've got Moon Knight issue number 25. This new Moon Knight series has been a hit with a lot of people. I actually did jump onto it for a while, and then the story got a little wonky for me, so I jumped back off. I think I collected issues 1 through 15, maybe, something like that. But here we are at issue 25. It's a special issue. I think I saw that it's almost 100 pages, so it's an oversized issue, and there are a bunch of cool covers. I'm just grabbing the main cover, but there's a Frank Miller cover and I think a Gary Frank cover. So if you are a Moon Knight fan, you may want to check out issue 25 this week. If you are a huge Moon Knight fan, you're probably already collecting the series already. And at number 2 this week, we have a new Jeff Lemire series called Fishflies. Issue number 1 comes out this week. I actually, on New Comic Book Day, found out about this series, and it piqued my interest because I actually have a hobby of fishing that goes along with my hobby of comics. Well, I shouldn't say goes along with per se, but I do have another hobby of fishing. And if you don't know what a fish fly is and you're from the Midwest, you should probably experience that at least once. It has some cities in the Midwest get overtaken by what we call fish flies, and I think the actual insect that it is a mayfly, and it is one of the largest mayflies in the family, and fishermen love fishing for those with those fish flies because it brings out the big fish who come to eat those flies. But anyways, that doesn't seem to have a whole lot to do with the story based on what I read on New Comic Book Day, but it's still a cool Jeff Lemire story. I think it's going to have kind of that horror aspect. The artwork seems to be similar to the Sweet Tooth series that Jeff Lemire did, so I'm looking forward to this series as well. And at number 1 this week, we've got Animal Castle Volume 2, issue number 3. I have really enjoyed the entire Animal Castle series and was very glad when they brought back the Volume 2 after they completed that first initial Volume 1 run. It is, I believe, essentially a sequel, not an official sequel, but a sequel to the book Animal Farm. And the idea is that there are animals, they all live in a community, a farm, and there are a lot of deeper meanings that flow throughout the story, political undertones, protesting, community taking care of each other. It's a really good series, done really well. The artwork is very Disney-esque. It's very clean art that is done in a cartoon-like style, but is still done very well. So great writing, great art, and I'll give them credit to just the printing in general. Very good quality paper and cover paper. Overall, it's a great series. It gives you some deeper meanings and some introspective, and I think it's just really fun to read on top of that. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Pull List Examiner. If you have any recommendations for me to read, drop them in the comments below. I'm always looking for new titles to read. If you liked what I picked, maybe leave a comment about that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Pull List Examiner. Remember to read them, bag them, and board them. See you next time.